Hello, my loves. Welcome into this reading for Neptune in Aquarius for the Aquarius Solar Season 2023. If you have not already watched the introduction video, which talks about which reading is relevant for you or which readings are relevant for you, and talks about the Aquarian energy, please go ahead and watch that. It's linked in the description here to support you in this reading and understanding what it is that we're doing here. So Neptune as a planet in our astrological story represents our connection to source. So the planet is the what, and the sign it's in is the how. So how you connect to source is through the Aquarian energies and archetype. You connect to source through a fixed, unchanging air or mentality. Okay, so you are rebellious, you are original, clever, inventive, and humanitarian focused when it comes to your connection to source. You actually probably feel, as you're doing charity work, as you're doing support for your community, you feel connected to source. You feel guided to do these things. When you tap into source, these are the kinds of things that source is guiding you towards. You also have this rebellious nature, and I should have mentioned this at the beginning, that rebellion doesn't mean violent. A rebellious act could be standing on a street corner with a sign saying free hugs. Okay, that's an act of rebellion too. And so when you're doing these acts of rebellion, when you're acting outside of the normal accepted way of being, in a way that serves your community and humanity, that's the rebellion that we're talking about here. And when you're doing that, that's how you connect to source. You also connect to source through giving yourself time to have ideas, to draw, to create, to think, to develop your ideas into form. You've actually feel this openness when it comes to your connection to source. Like it feels like to me as I'm tapping in, it's like you get downloads of original ideas and inventive ideas, especially around helping humanity and your community and doing things differently. And that's your connection to source. That's how source moves through you. Okay. So you're going to bring this connection to source that you have, and however developed it is great. Wherever you are right now is perfect. That's why we're learning about these aspects of our chart and we're celebrating them as the sun moves through the zodiac story so that we can understand the different archetypes and pieces in play as we learn how they express themselves through us. Okay, so whatever level of connection to source you have right now is perfect. And you can develop it further by having these understandings, by having these awarenesses, and by exploring this aspect of your chart, which is what we're going to be doing here with this reading. Now, you're going to be bringing into this group that we're going to be developing together in just a minute here, this connection to source, these inventive ideas, these humanitarian focused ideas, these loving, rebellious ways of being, these original acts of kindness, acts of service. As you're connecting to your source, you're being guided by a higher power to serve. And so that's really what's coming through you. And I feel like you're the person who's going to be choosing what this group does, because you're going to be receiving guidance, or you already have received guidance on what it is that you want to do for humanity during this solar phase. Now, ideally, you will have finished this collaboration by the end of the solar season, because the spotlight in our galaxy is on this energy right now. Everything's aligned for this energy right now. And once it moves on, it's going to be a different focus and highlight. But as long as you have something started and in motion by this time, that works. You might have picked a project that has a bigger scope than just the next month, okay? And that's all right. But just make sure that you've started something. Just don't put this on the back burner. Like, get your group together as soon as possible. As soon as you're done with this reading, like, contact these people, send a text message, okay, to the people you want to collaborate with. All right, and the first person you're going to collaborate with is an Aquarius sun sign. Now, these are going to be people who are born January 21st to February 20th, around there. Now, every year the sun is in a different space, so the cusps, i.e. the break-off points between the signs, will change. Like this year, the break-off point is anyone born between the 20th of January and the 18th of February is going to be an Aquarius for this year. Okay, so it just depends on where the sun was and where it was in its cycle. So if you have someone born around this time frame, at the beginning or the end of this time frame, you can just utilize them and call them Aquarius. They're called, it's called the cusp. And so someone will know, people who are into astrology will know if they're on the cusp of the sign. But you can also know just by looking up their birth time and their birthday, I mean. Okay, so Aquarian sun is going to be one person that you're going to work with, and the second person that you're going to be working with, we're going to find out right now. So if you haven't already taken a few deep breaths, called in your spiritual support team, and opened your heart to receive the guidance to know who this person is, these two people, but definitely this next person coming in. Who is this Neptune in Aquarius collaborator? Let's find out. Show me clearly who is. Okay. You are going to be collaborating with a Taurus. Yes. Okay. So Tauruses are anyone born between April 21st and May 20th. So what the Taurus brings to the table is the material world. Aquarius is a fixed sign. We talked about that in the introduction. So if you aren't familiar with what your Aquarian sun's going to be bringing to the table, please go watch the introduction. The fixed signs are the ones that happen during the fullness of a season. So Aquarius happens during the fullness of fall in the Northern Hemisphere. Taurus happens during the fullness of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. So you have this earthy energy. You have this abundant life energy. Tauruses love the environment. They love animals. They love being out in nature. So it may be a nature-centered collaboration that you guys are working on. Maybe it's just you organize a neighborhood hike. Great. Do something like that, or a beach cleanup or something like that, right? Working with a Taurus, it's most likely to be focused and centered around the material realm and improving it, beautifying it. Okay, that's what the Taurus energy loves and is all about. So if whoever you're pulling into your space, Taurus-wise, they're going to be that vibration and that energy, okay? I think that's all I have here for you guys. So you're going to be working with the Aquarian sun, someone born January 20th to January 21st to February 20th, about there. And then for the Taurus, April 21st to May 20th. Yeah, let me know how this works. Let me know what it is you guys are going to be collaborating on, what is that you're going to be doing. Let me know if you have questions. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.